I think we should be close like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see who's awake.
I don't think anybody's awake. It's like 4 a.m.
Bruh, my fans are always awake, dude.
We'll see. I mean, we had a bunch on here the other night.
We did.
What time is it? What time is it?
What, like 5 a.m.?
It's 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. No, like I have fans awake late at night. I've got fans in fucking Australia. They're in different time zones and shit, motherfucker.
They have a pretty big time difference there.
Right there. Hey,
There's one.
somebody just said, hey, VK. Great to see you too. So, J.S. Garrett and I went spearfishing today.
Spearfish.
We did. We went spearfishing. And we did scare the fuck out of everybody else at the swimming pool.
I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
But we had fun.
I could totally see like some rednecks like letting a swimming pool fill it with rainwater and then putting fish in it so they could try to spear them. The catfish could probably live in there pretty easily.
I meant like we were spearfishing humans.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but yeah.
This asshole's getting ideas.
It's been a fun day.
Yeah.
I've been moving furniture all day.
Yeah. I helped him a bit. His brother did too. Then I went upstairs and did some rituals and readings. Goeshik Night Sage says hi, VK. Abhalasha thought I said spirit fishing. No, I was joking about murder. All right.
What?
We have an Australian.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it like a 12-hour difference there?
I don't know what the difference is, but man, Australians are always awake when I go live late at night, man.
I think it's
Every time.
I think it's a 12-hour difference. Somebody from India.
Yeah, there's an Indian. The real kind.
I don't
Dot,
know.
not feather.
I don't know what the time difference is there. I think it's maybe 8 hours, something like that. But anyway,
I have no idea.
we were supposed to talk about Mothman.
Were we? Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, we can do that? Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
He's very real.
Mothman is real.
Yes.
Man Bear Pig is real too.
No.
Yes.
No.
We should make an egregor in the image of Man Bear Pig.
We should
Literally goes around and terrorizes people.
We should certainly not do that.
What not?
I have a list of reasons.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. You're not making a man, bear, pig, egregor.
So we were just watching some documentaries on the Mothman. Which, or not documentaries, but YouTube videos about it. I've seen several documentaries. Ancient Aliens did a good one on it. But I'm convinced that that people saw something that looked like what they described. I don't necessarily know if it was a Mothman, but we were thinking like maybe a creature from another dimension.
Yeah, my particular theories is that there's a void beyond the cliff off, which is ruled by 9 kings, and 1 queen. And one of those kings, Nalgiz, has an avatar that can only be summoned during certain time periods, and that avatar is the Mothman.
That's your theory, or that's like been written about?
That's my gnosis.
Oh, okay.
That's me. That's what I think happened.
So you think it has a physical aspect? It's not just a spirit.
I'm guessing so.
I think a lot of these entities that black magicians work with do have physical bodies on like another dimension.
Could be. Like, I wasn't there. It could be like some shit manifest in the sub-astral plane.
I definitely don't think it was a fucking owl. A giant owl. That's what they were saying. Like a mutated owl. That was one of the theories.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound right.
There's another theory that it's like a Russian with a jetpack or some shit.
Well, it was like some kind of flying Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Because his eyes glowed red, so that indicates technology. But I guess there are animals that have
glowing eyes, yeah.
eyes, so it's possible.
I think Mothman is real.
Bigfoot's real too.
Yes.
We have, I'm not going to call it a Bigfoot, I have no idea what it is, but something very big that likes to like crash my rituals once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, you made a mess.
I did.
You made a mess.
I sipped the beer too quick, and it overflowed. Don't know how it is.
But anyway, I'll be outside either doing a ritual or setting up for a ritual, and I'll start hearing something like really big moving around in the woods. You know, it sounds like it could be like the size of a bear. But it kind of sounds like it's walking on 2 feet sometimes. And then once in a while, you'll hear it smack the side of a tree with like another tree or something. It sounds like it picks up like a big ass tree limb and just starts beating on another fucking tree to make noise. And sometimes you'll hear it like snapping, you know, trees or tree limbs in half, like making tons of noise. And then one night it came up pretty close and it made like this weird fucking noise that I've never heard before. It wasn't like a whoop like you hear people talking about Bigfoot making, but it wasn't too far from that. And it did it like 3 times, and I was standing there like trying to mimic the sound, going back and forth with it. But whatever it is, I've never seen it. I have no idea what makes a noise like that, but it's pretty cool. And the other night we did a rite with Chernobog, and
Yeah.
it's like the coyotes started howling right at the end of the ritual video. You know, we were like closing it out. And then as soon as I turned the camera off, they like went nuts, like louder than I've ever heard before. And, you know, it's not uncommon to hear them out there. You know, when I'm like doing a ritual or something, they're usually like pretty far away and they don't like go nuts like that. That sounded like hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And it sounded like they were like really, really close. And they just carried on like that for a while. I took it as a good sign. Like,
Yeah.
It gave me a wizard chubby, for sure. We were just standing there listening to it. We were just like, dude, this is so fucking cool.
Bro, no, like, it was a ritual for one of his clients. Like, we did a curse together. And then I literally, like, he films his whole rituals. As soon as he turned the camera off, innumerable coyotes started screaming in unison. Like, the second he turned it off, it was like...
There was like a lot of them too. It sounded like hundreds of them. I'm sure it wasn't. It was definitely like a big pack of coyotes. I guess they come right through here, man.
It was the most satanic shit of all time. Like, ever.
It was cool.
Yeah. That was, nightmaric, man. Okay. We gotta respond to some of these, chatters.
All right.
There's somebody in, Nevada here. It's a fellow American.
I definitely wanted to check out Vegas, man. I've never been there.
Good morning to you too, John Reimer.
We got any questions in the audience?
I'm trying to find them.
Has anybody in the audience seen a cryptid? Have they seen a Bigfoot or a Mothman, anything crazy like that?
Trying to find any questions. Everybody's thus far, I'm trying to like scroll through. They're just saying hi and shit. And what's up?
I said Skinwalker.
Somebody just wrote Skinwalker with like no context.
Probably talking about what I was talking about hearing in the woods. I mean, that would be cool. I wish whatever it was would like come out and let me see it. You know, I was just like, come on, just let me see. I promise I won't shoot. you know, because I'm always armed in the circle, but, you know, that's because I've got strange, large things stomping around in the woods, whacking shit with trees while I'm doing ritual. I mean,
Yeah.
We were out there one night. I was doing a baneful rite, and my friend Knox was over here, the guy that makes all the plaques, novelties by Knox, and I was blowing my death whistle. I've got an Aztec death whistle that's like possessed by the spirit Sizen. So I'm blowing this whistle, and it's like a few minutes after I blew the whistle, two different creatures show up. One's in the front yard, and one's like maybe 30 feet away from us in the wood line, and it starts making a noise that mimics the death whistle. I was like, what the fuck? So I get out and I get the thing out again, and I blow it again, and they're going back and forth with me, and they sound like a death whistle, like whatever it was saying, or the noise it was making. I'm just standing out there like, what in the fuck? This is cool as shit. I turn around and Knox is standing there with a hatchet, like what the fuck is it? Because they got really close. I thought maybe it was like a type of nocturnal bird because we didn't really hear it approaching, but it did make noise, when it was there. So I don't know. It was like something weird just appeared and started mimicking the death whistle, and there was two of them, two creatures. One was like right there in the front yard, and one was like slightly down in the woods, and they like could cover a lot of ground. Like first you'd hear it over here, and then you'd hear it over there. So it was like they were moving large distances without making any noise, but they would be making noise like once, like in the leaves. So I have no idea what it was.
That's scary as fuck. Okay. Dude, I have that same thing happen to me. Okay, whenever I'm doing rituals outside.
Yeah. I've noticed that wildlife tends to be drawn to it. Like, I've had deer literally walk right up to the edge of the circle when I was out there with a fire going, standing there holding a flashlight and a gun, and have a deer just like walk right up to the edge of the circle. And when I moved to I was standing 5 feet away from it. I'm just like, I can't believe he's just coming up to me, And I'm just like, all right, well, maybe I can pet him. And when I reached out, like, hey, can I pet you? He just looked at me and turned around and walked off real slow. So, I don't know.
So, John Reimer has a theory about the Bigfoots breaking trees on trees.
Yeah.
He says that the sound is probably just him beating your wood.
Okay, probably. It's like every once in a while you'll hear a scary story about like a big fat hairy deer hunter that supposedly gets raped by a Sasquatch. They don't ever put it in the news, but you do hear about it word of mouth, and that's all I can figure is that a big fat hairy deer hunter might get easily mistaken for a female Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And they're less hairy than normal, so it's like a shaved fetish. And,
Yeah.
Bigfoot be fucking deer hunters. I think most of them don't tell anyone about it.
Patchwork says that he was abducted by aliens when he was 18.
Okay.
And I want him to know that he deserved it.
Well, no, I mean, I'm assuming he's being serious, which I don't doubt that. I think a lot of people get abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to hear more about that.
Yeah.
What did they do?
I think he was kidding.
Oh, okay. Well,
He might not have been.
I mean, he might not be kidding. Like, it happens.
Yeah, alien abduction happens, but like, he might have been fucking with us.
Might have been.
We're lagging behind chat right now.
Okay, let's catch up.
All right. Tony Hugo Rothwell says, quick question. Is there tunnels of Set or something similar that connect the Qliphoths to the Veils? If so, do they have a name?
I'm gonna let you take that one. I don't know.
Yeah. Not that I know of.
I don't know I mean, if so, I don't know anything about it. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah. So there's really no such thing as the tunnels of Set. The tunnels of Set are like a hypothetical concept. Fuck.
All right, let me go get a cord.
Go right ahead. The tunnels of Set are like a hypothetical concept. They are not real. So the demons that are said to preside over the tunnels of Set, they don't rule over a given tunnel. They help individual magicians create their own path from one glyphothic sphere to another. It's probably possible to create your own paths from the cliff off to the transglyphothic spheres, but I've never heard of anyone doing that. Thank you. That is an extremely long power cord, man.
Yes.
That is the longest power cord.
It comes in handy when you're doing shit like this.
Yeah, yeah. We're doing an impromptu live.
Impromptu live?
Impromptu.
Oh, gotcha.
Spur of the moment shit. Yeah.
Hold on, do you want to try to turn it sideways or you like it like that?
I think it needs to be like that.
Then you can probably...
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I don't know.
That works.
Or does it?
I think so. You gotta lean your head closer to me.
Okay. It's just we're crooked now because of the cord.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't go down any further. Oh well. It'll be okay. Y'all don't mind us being a little crooked, do you?
I'm sure they don't.
Okay.
What do you think about Elohim? Are they archons? I have an opinion on this. So, in the Hebrew language, it's common for plural nouns to be used to denote stature. For example, the Hebrew noun behemoth. You know, you've heard about behemoth, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's this great beast that Jehovah claims to have destroyed. Behemoth is a plural noun. If you translated it literally, it would translate as beasts. In Hebrew, plural nouns are used to denote stature. So when the Hebrews used the word Elohim to refer to their God, they didn't mean multiple gods. They meant the great God, despite the fact that Elohim is a plural name. And if you look into the demons of the tunnels of Set, Gargophius, Nyantiel, Thantophaxath, their names are all technically plural. But everyone agrees that those names are ascribed to individual specific demons.
Gotcha. So you think Elohim is a reference to the Christian God?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the same thing.
Yeah.
There we go. It's a little better.
Yeah, yeah. Have either of you ever initiated into the legions of a demon? Moloch invited me into his legion. It's very interesting so far.
Okay. Well, I've done a lot of initiation rites with different entities, but I've never had one say specifically, "I'm initiating you into my legion." Like, so I don't know if I've ever can say that I've done something that I would describe that way.
Yeah, I haven't either. So what I've had done, what I have happened is spirits have said, "Hey, I gotta introduce you to one specific unrecorded demon who follows me. And then I meet that demon. I've never been introduced to the whole Legion.
Which, speaking of Legion, you were going to walk me through a ritual with that, weren't you?
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about it afterwards or before we do it?
Both is fine. Yeah, I'm trying to get this motherfucker to summon Rot with me. Rot is the Mazarian archdemon that the Bible records as Legion.
Yeah.
That was the one demon that you expressed the most interest in.
Mm-hmm. I've always been fascinated with Legion.
Yeah.
I've had brief interactions, but I've never done like a path working with it.
I can't give you a whole path working, but I've worked with him various times to like harm other magicians, harm other people, and for alchemy, you know?
Yeah.
I've got like 3 spells total that work with him. And I have a sigil.
Sounds like an awesome ride.
It does. When a spell that was supposed to work at a specific time, like an event, doesn't work by then, where does the energy you raised at the ritual go, since it's considered a failed spell?
So it's like a spell that you had like a time limit on, not something that you were trying to manifest. Let's say I was trying to do a ritual to do a spell to help somebody win something or whatever, and they go fight in the tournament and they lose anyway. Where does that energy go? Well, I think the energy probably went where it was supposed to. In that case, it just wouldn't have been enough if it was a failed operation. I'm sure that it had some effect, but you know, if you did an operation that was specific for, like, you know, on a specific timeline, and if it doesn't happen by this time, then I could say the ritual failed. You know, I really don't know where that residual energy would go.
Yeah, actually, I don't either. Like, a failed spell is a failed spell to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck where the energy goes.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really wondered about that. And it depends on what type of working you're doing too, and to what degree of a failure it was. Usually, when a ritual, you know, when a spell or ritual doesn't work, the first question I ask is, okay, well, why didn't it work?
Yeah.
You know, what did I do wrong? What could I have done different? What other unseen factors did I not consider that played a role, or, you know, in the failure of this operation? And I go back and to the drawing board and then try it again, and again and again, and eventually get it right. And once I get it right, then I'm like, okay, got a new right, figured it out. But you know, you learn from your failures, and if you can, you know, even when you fail at a working, if you can, you know, walk away a better practitioner, or go back and force yourself to figure out something. I mean, that's how new discoveries are made. It's like, we're trying to do something, but there is no ritual for that. You know, we can't pull up a grimoire and be like, oh, here we go, there's a spell just for that. So you gotta figure out how, you know, you gotta understand the mechanics of magic and how to move and manipulate energy. And once you do, then you can construct a working, especially if you're practicing evocation, for just about anything that you want. You'll say, okay, well, this is what I'm trying to do, and, you know, this spirit or this demon, you know, specializes in that area, so they might be able to help me. And so then what you do, you know, is you construct your spell, and you carry it out in whatever sympathetic manner that you would, and, you know, speak your intentions. You summon that entity and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. This is where I'm trying to direct that energy. So essentially what I'm, you know, doing, especially in a sacrificial rite, is I'm putting a massive amount of energy and effort into manifesting that specific goal, and I'm feeding that energy to this demon that specializes in carrying out such a task, and then directing them at that task. And you know, if they're getting a sacrifice out of it, you know, then you're giving them the energy that the necessary energy in order to go and do what you're asking them to do, and of course it feeds them and makes them stronger. And you know, if you offer them, you know, sustenance when you work with them, they're going to show up a lot quicker next time you call than they would to the guy that just asks for favors all the time and doesn't give anything in return.
Yeah.
You know, at least give your own blood. Blood is currency. I mean, there are spirits that'll, you know, be happy with other things. I'll have people say, oh, well, you know, like, I'm not really comfortable with killing a chicken, but I want to give them burning flesh and blood. You know, I'm like, okay, go to the store and buy one of the big ass filet, you know, chunks of meat, and you know, the pack is full of pretty red blood, and that's like the most expensive piece of meat in the store. Go build you a fire and just burn that. Offer that to them. Like, dude, you would drain the blood into the fire and open it up and put the meat on the fire, and then perform your ritual. I mean, what entity would not appreciate that level of effort? You know, you went and spent $150 on a slab of meat and blood to offer them into the fire because you weren't able to give them like a, you know, like sacrifice a rooster. You know, that might have been all you have access to, and you're giving them your blood on top of that. If I'm the entity, I might be like, yeah, I prefer an animal sacrifice, but this was a damn nice thing for you to do. So yeah, I'm gonna help you. I mean, I try to treat them like you do people. You know? I mean, you wouldn't like, you know, if it's somebody only calls you when they need a favor and you're never getting anything out of it, then eventually you're going to lose a friend, you know? I look at working with spirits the same way.
Yeah. Personally, like, I've never even thought about where the energy of failed spells go. As far as I'm concerned, like, if a spell doesn't work, fuck it. Okay. I never thought about where the energy goes.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably fucking dissipates or something, right?
I would imagine that it dissipates, or you know, if you're directing energy at a person, I still think the energy went where it was supposed to. It just didn't do what you wanted it to do or what you thought it was going to do. You know, I mean, energy's got to go somewhere. But maybe it's just like maybe it's like shooting a bullet at a tank. It just it goes off in another direction. I don't know. There's really no way to know that.
All right. Somebody asked, what was your experience working with Lucifer for the first time?
It was awesome. First time I evoked Lucifer was sitting on a mountaintop in Utah with my friend Robert and my good friend E.A. Coyote, and we evoked Lucifer at sunrise. And like as soon as the sun started peeking up over the horizon, you know, it's desert, it's flat. Yeah. We could see forever because we're on top of, you know, what's a mountain for out there. You know, we wouldn't call it a mountain here and call it a hill, but I mean it was, you know, you had to drive up there. It was pretty high. As soon as the sun started peeking over the horizon, the wind starts blowing like a motherfucker. And the whole evil cave. Like I'm sitting on a rock on the edge of this cliff. EA's sitting over here on another rock on the edge of the cliff, and then Robert's sitting over there next to him. So we're all sitting on the edge of this cliff, and relatively, you know, if we fall, we get fucked up, you know. So it was cool to hike out there and do it was an initiation rite for me, and it was supposed to be done at sunrise, and it was a very beautiful experience, very empowering too. Like it definitely had an impact on me. And, you know, opened the door for working with him more closely, because I'd never done like an initiation rite with him. But that was my first time experience there.
So for me, when I started doing demonic evocation, I really focused on obscure demons. So I didn't approach like Lilith or Lucifer or them.
Yeah.
I tried and failed to join a group called the Temple of Lael. And it was led by Damon Barzai. He said, all right, I'm going to give you some rituals. You report your results. One was an invocation of Lucifer. I did that shit, and Lucifer decided to manifest in his light aspect. I didn't really have any light in me at the time. Like I was just darkness.
Yeah.
It kind of hurt. It hurt physically. Like I got possessed by him successfully, but it hurt. He manifested as the opposite of what I was so that I could become balanced.
That makes sense. I'm gonna grab a beer. If we got any left.
We got plenty left, I'm sure. At least 4.
At least.
There's probably one right here, right? Found it? Okay, good. Good. Is it okay to pray to Sanitas? I wouldn't advise it.
What? Pray to
Sanitas.
Not really that familiar.
Yeah,
Not enough to give advice on it.
yeah, Rain discovered this, higher form of the devil, basically. Basically, like, he doesn't like being summoned. He should mainly be called for the destruction of your enemies.
No.
I have summoned him probably like a handful of times. Like Rain discovered that being by accident. She didn't summon it. I said, oh hey, the Sanitas thing sounds cool. I should summon it. Why not? I'm not doing anything else tonight. I called her up and I was like, yo, I just summoned Sanitas. It was real weird. She was like, wait, you had the balls to summon that? Like, it's a nightmare being. I would not pray to that. Like, my advice has not changed. Like, Sanitas's consort is the Spider Queen. Spider Queen is a lot nicer than Sanitas. I would never advise calling on Sanitas, like at all, without the Spider Queen's go-ahead. That guy is scary.
There you go.
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay. Do you have a telegram?
A telegram?
Yeah.
No.
No. No, I don't
Like
have
like a telegram machine?
I don't know what he means. That was a random ass
That's
question.
like, I don't know anybody that would have one of those old machines. It'd be cool to have one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you meant, but next question.
Isn't there like an app called Telegram? There is.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird ass app. I've heard about it. It's coming back.
Guy told me about a new Spirit Box app. It turns your iPhone into a EVP and Spirit Box where you can also take pictures, like get pictures of spirits. And he sent me like all kinds of pictures, and I'm just like, yeah, those are definitely faces. So he gave me the app. I'm gonna download it and try it. It scans like thousands of frequencies constantly, so you can ask questions and actually the spirit can make words back to you.
That's
Never heard of
crazy
that?
as shit. No, I haven't.
Okay. I've got an EMF reader in there, and then you can get the app to turn your phone into like an EVP spirit box, and you can also get photos. It like photographs spirits for you. I'm gonna try it.
That's wild. Hey, I have to use the restroom real quick.
Okay.
Just keep answering questions.
Okay.
Like you can scroll with your thumb and shit. If you see a question that you can't answer
I'll save it for you.
or don't want to answer, then don't answer it.
You're not gonna force me to answer questions, are you guys? Oh, y'all can ask me tough questions. I don't care. Let's see.
I will force him to answer everything.
He's gonna get the foam swords out.
I will violently sodomize this man with foam swords.
Okay, motherfucker. Okay, go to the bathroom. All right, Adrian. In Job, God says he created Behemoth and Leviathan. I don't think it says he destroyed them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with with that story. I mean, I've definitely heard of it, but yeah, I couldn't argue or disagree there. Let's see, Sean Berg. Hey, JS and BK, hello from Manville, Texas. Hell yeah, man. I lived out in Killeen, Texas for a long time. Says, I finally did the ritual to Merahim, decided I would stop procrastinating about doing it. Yeah, so how'd it go? How'd it turn out? Let's see. What's up? Oh, thank you. Says you got more inspiration. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Let's see. Questions. What is a good way to channel complex information like names and sentences if I still don't have good astral hearing? All right, so there's a couple ways that I've seen people do this. One, of course, is automatic writing, where they'll essentially do an evocation and they'll have their eyes closed and they'll just put a pen to paper, and the idea is that the entity will help guide your hand. And I've drawn out sigils that way. I've never had them do that with, just like letters to spell a word. But one way I've done that is playing with dowsing rods, just the copper dowsing rods. If you can summon an entity and get them to sit there and talk to you by manipulating the rods, then you can actually spell out words with it. You can say, what is a chant to summon you? What is a magic chant that I can speak to summon you? It might take you a while to sit there and spell it out. You're like A, B, C, and then when you hit the right letter, they cross. And so you write it down one letter at a time. It might take you an hour, but you can definitely get accurate written information like that.
Yeah.
All right, he's got the sword.
Sodomy starts now.
You're not allowed to have that.
He snatched that so quick.
So
I was just fucking with them.
So the question is, what is a good way to channel complex information like names and sentences if I still don't have good astral hearing? I was talking about dowsing rods and automatic writing as two ways that I've seen it done. If you got any other...
My advice would be more practice, to be honest. There's no real workaround for that. It's just more practice.
Yeah, that too. I mean, you get better at it, for sure. But the dowsing rods are really cool. I used to teach my daughter how to use them. I would take 6 to 9 envelopes and put a dollar bill in one of them, and I would lay them out in a line across the floor. And I'd give her the dowsing rods and say, okay, find the dollar, And she would walk across the envelopes, walk across the floor, and the dowsing rods would cross, and she could find the damn dollar every time. It was really cool how they worked.
It's crazy.
Yeah, little kids pick that shit up really fast. Teaching a grown-ass man how to do it's going to be a lot harder than teaching an 8-year-old kid how to do it.
Yes.
So
that's true.
Because they're not questioning it, they're just doing it. They're like, oh, I saw you do it, so I can do it. It's really simple for them to pick stuff up. That's why it's important to teach them stuff like that when they're young.
Yeah.
I don't think we should ever force religion on kids or anything like that. I think we should totally let them choose their belief system and their own path. We should just teach them about things, educate them. I'm taught my kid how to use radionics and dowsing rods, and before I know it, she's out in the yard doing her first evocation. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not kidding. On her own. She made her own magic circle. It was a magic circle sigil of Astarte, a big one. She's like, Daddy, I need a big piece of cloth. And she took oil pastels and made her own sigil and went and set it up out in the yard. And as soon as she steps in the circle, kaboom, way off that way, a huge crash of thunder. And I'm just sitting there watching, my ex-wife's out there with me, because she wanted us to be there. But we didn't tell her to do anything. Like, she constructed her own ritual and her own evocation, made her own magic circle and everything. And about the time she got done is about the time the thunderstorm hit. And like it like knocked power out and shit. It was a hell of a storm, dude. And I was just like blown the fuck away.
Yeah.
Like, this kid's got some juice, you know?
Yeah, like, kids learn shit so much quicker than we do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine learning the alphabet again as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
They learn so much quicker, man. It's crazy. Imagine where we'd be as a species if we were raised to be Satanists instead of Christians, man.
Okay, so Telegram is a social media platform, it says.
Yeah.
It's an app like WhatsApp. All right, yeah, no, I don't have it. But,
Me neither.
Is it like for transferring money or just talking?
I
don't know.
think it's just like, I think we're talking shit.
Let's see.
They do not have
Kepra.
regulations there, man.
Says, JS, do you still use the Radionics device? Absolutely. We've got 3 of them set up right here behind the camera from the video we did the other night.
That's true.
To give, it was a ritual, a radionic rite to give Andrew Tate explosive diarrhea. We have 3 machines. Yeah, we filmed it and put it on YouTube. It's on my channel because we wanted him to see it.
That is a thing that I felt the need to be part of.
Yeah, so
I was there.
Yeah, it's 3 boxes hooked together, and the first one has a picture. It's like right here. It's the nuclear blast of Hiroshima going off. The second picture is an exploding volcano because we were trying to make his ass explode like a volcano. And then the final box has 3 laxative pills and a picture of him on the output plate.
It does.
He's gonna, I said in the video, I said we picked this picture because that's the face I imagine him making when he's watching this video sitting on the toilet. Like, yeah, it'll start with a shark, and before you know it, it'll be full-on volcano.
I had multiple conversations with Jesse trying to convince him that Andrew Tate was guilty. He's still unsure. And yet, somehow, he still felt the need to give Andrew Tate explosive diarrhea. This man has used techno magic to put Hiroshima in Andrew Tate's butthole. He's the one who isn't sure whether or not Tate is guilty.
Well, I mean, I'll say, you know, I don't know what he's guilty of, is essentially what I said.
A long list.
But anyway, that's not for me to decide. I don't really buy anything that I'm hearing in social media or on the news or anything like that. I'll say if he is guilty of rape and sex trafficking, then I hope he goes to prison.
Yeah.
But if he's not, and I hope he's not, because if he is guilty, then that means women got raped and sex trafficked. So it would really be a good thing if it turned out he wasn't guilty, because that means that there are no sex traffic rape victims out there. Like, why would we want him to be guilty? Because that means it happened.
That's fair.
I hope it didn't happen. I hope they're just trying to, you know, cancel him all the time because he says fucked up shit that they don't like. You know, you're not going to convince me that a bunch of sex traffickers are trying to take him down for sex trafficking whenever they're motherfucking sex traffickers too. I mean, the people that control the government, all the 3-letter agencies, the people that control the media, fucking Oprah, yeah. Well, here little Hawaiian boys are on sale in the Illuminati now. That fucking, you know, the Maui fires hit and there's like 2,000 missing children that are not accounted for. And then who do you see down there? You see Oprah asking for money to, you know, you see her down there putting her stamp on it whenever she is like a known Hollywood sex trafficker.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Sound of Freedom came out and exposed all these people, and what do? A couple months later, set fire to Maui and abduct a bunch of children. So, like, it's like everybody knows what they're fucking doing, but none of us can do anything about it.
Yeah.
At least most people can't. We can definitely have some fun with Radionics, but I don't think, you know, whether he's a sex trafficker or not, I don't think that's the reason they're trying to put him away. Because the people trying to put him away are all about fucking some little kids and snorting some adrenal chrome and whatever too. So I think the reason they're trying to shut him up is because they just don't like what he says.
I mean, yeah.
But if he is guilty, then I mean, he should go to prison just like anybody else. But if he's not, then it's bullshit that he's being accused of that.
Okay. I feel like the evidence against him is conclusive, but yeah, there is an ulterior motive in silencing him. He's the guy who like migrated to fucking Romania and said, "Hey, I migrated here so I can do more crime. I'm connected to the mafia. I traffic women. Here's a video course on how to traffic women. Romania is the best place to do the most crime." Like, yeah, Romania has to shut you down.
Oh, well, I mean, he was definitely a pimp. He doesn't deny that, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying he's not guilty of pimping women. Yeah, I'm just saying I don't know if he's guilty of rape or actually selling people into slavery. I don't. Yeah, I'll if he is, like I said, I hope he gets punished for it. But
So he's guilty of like coercing and manipulating women into doing OnlyFans and shit.
well,
Not
I
of
mean,
like physical.
that's definitely not cool. I'm not saying
Yeah,
it is,
that's
but
bad.
it's not brutal, forceful rape either.
No.
Okay, so I'm just saying.
Only one woman is accused
I'm
of
only
that.
I'm only gonna condemn somebody of something like once it's proven, because I've definitely been accused of stupid shit. Nothing like that, but yeah, it's not fun being falsely accused of anything.
No. I had false allegations too, man. Like a feminist chick named Layla. She and this other feminist named Ghoulbrat convinced motherfuckers that I abused them. They convinced a lot of like innocent women I haven't heard of to like that I was cursing them.
Oh, they're accusing you of magically abusing them, right?
Yes.
I was just like, did you meet any of these people?
I met none of them in person,
Okay,
bro.
yeah. How are you guilty of abuse if you've never met a person?
I mean, Ghoulbrat admitted she was lying, but she claimed Layla, blamed it. Forced her to say that. I don't know.
Wow.
She's always getting forced to do shit, man.
No accountability is what that sounds like.
Yeah.
Does improving and mastering magic require daily rituals? I think in order to master anything, you have to practice it daily, whether it's, like a sport or anything else. Magic is a martial art as far as I'm concerned. So I would definitely say that it's necessary to have a healthy spiritual regimen, like daily regimen, like maybe you meditate for 24 minutes every morning when you wake up. That's a daily ritual, and I'd say that, yeah, that's pretty important. So yeah, I mean, it's like your practice is integrated and becomes a part of your everyday life. And that's how you continue to expound upon it and get better and better. Doing it over and over and over. I recommend doing lots of experiments too.
Yeah.
Like lots of rituals.
So, I would say, like, you don't have to practice it daily. Like, it might take you a while to be doing it all the time. It is best to have some type of daily practice. It doesn't have to be a whole ritual.
Yeah.
It can just be like a prayer or a meditation or both. But like, it's best to have something ingrained into your daily life. If you can't do that right now, that is okay. You can still strongly benefit from magic.
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers, they fall into like depressive episodes or some shit, and they like just can't do any magical shit because they're too depressed or too busy or too whatever. And that's okay. You can still benefit from magic.
Well, you can take breaks too. Like, I mean, I have to take
Yes.
breaks once in a while, especially doing rituals for hire. Because I'm not just doing my own path working and my own rituals, I'm doing them for other people all the time too. Same with this guy. So, I mean, I need a break once in a while. It doesn't mean that, I stop practicing for any period of time, but I'm definitely going to take a day or two off here and there and just like buck and veg and, work out, do physical things, get out and shoot some guns, whatever.
Yeah, like, bro, Halloween this year, I was doing spell after spell after spell. I was summoning everything. I was doing spells for clients too. And then so the spirit said, like, yo, you gotta rest for like the rest of the night. You gotta lay down, really? I know you wanna keep going, but stop definitely. Like
Yeah. Yeah, ritual fatigue is a thing. You can overcook yourself and have to take a break for a while. See, what is the Spirit Box app? I'm curious now. I'm actually off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. A guy sent it to me in Messenger. I'll try to look it up and send it to VK here so you can post the link or something.
I'm not
afterwards.
I can't endorse that necessarily, but I've heard of it. Like,
Yeah, I'm not endorsing it either because I haven't used it. I'm gonna try it.
there was this go ahead. There was this married couple I used to hang out with back in Madison, Alabama. This hoe was using the Spirit Box apps. She was a amateur paranormal investigator, not an occultist, but like a amateur paranormal investigator. She swore that app worked. I have never tried it. And I probably never will. I do not care.
I want to try it.
Go ahead.
I want to see if it works. What is your most beloved spiritual experience?
Shit.
That's a good question there.
That is
Most beloved as in the one you loved the most.
Jesus. That's difficult as fuck. How do you pick one?
You really can't. Not
Yeah.
not when you've done as much practicing as you have.
Yeah.
I can give you like a list of my top experiences that
Yeah.
I recall that just like blew my mind and like were defining moments for me. I would say like the most gratifying thing is a spontaneous miracle. Or one of the most gratifying, like where I've had like a sick person laying in the circle, and they literally lay down in the circle and they're injured or they're sick, and then they get up and they're not. Like spontaneous healings, those are fucking mind blowing. Definitely, there's several of those that are at the top of my list. My first evocation ever was with Belial, and that'll always be like a very defining moment for me. I want to say that's where my path working started, but it is where I finally thrust myself into this fully and started practicing like a real black magician should, And then experiences with possession and sex are also at the top of my list. When you work with succubi, or work with an entity like Belial, it's not uncommon for them to possess you in order to enjoy having sex with whoever your partner is.
Yeah.
And believe me, like spirit, that's like spiritual Viagra, dude.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think there's a drug that can top that one. Being possessed by an entity like Belial and banging a hot chick for hours.
Bro.
It's
It's so much easier to last.
Yes.
Yes.
Forever.
Yeah.
And everything feels like an orgasm.
Yeah.
It's like having an orgasm for hours straight. Like it's like one big fucking orgasm.
Bruh, dude. Alright. I have to pick one. Shit. I'm gonna choose the time I saw Leviathan's true form.
I can't see you.
They can't. They don't need to.
No.
They can hear me, bitch.
Are you calling them bitches?
Yes.
That's not very nice, guys.
They deserve it. Live in shame.
That's victim blaming.
Yes.
Canceled.
All of them are my victims, okay?
Canceled. Where's the magic wand? I was gonna cancel you with the magic wand, but we lost it.
It's fucking somewhere. Jesus.
Oh well. I'll get him later, guys.
He will point a wand at me later.
All right.
But
yeah, you still got to answer.
Yeah. I was reading this PDF from the Temple of the Ascending Flame.
Okay.
they were talking about the true forms of demons and shit. I'm like, hey, yo, I've never seen what they described in that PDF. I'm like, then I hear this voice just go, hey, do you want to see the true form of Leviathan? I was like, sure, why not? It was like a gigantic black dragon, 4 legs, 2 wings. But like being around it was nightmaric. Like, imagine this finger is its head.
Mm-hmm.
If it turned its head towards you, it would feel like the earth was breaking. Like, it was
Like shit yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was awful, but also awesome.
Do you know about Vashikaran? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
I don't
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
Okay.
Okay.
No, you have to tell us what it is.
Sorry, LD. No, we don't. Can servitors be made super powerful?
Yeah, absolutely. The more you feed them, the more powerful they get.
There's this one group of fucking coyote assholes, fucking Discordians, chaos magicians. They created together an Egregor that helps accelerate traffic jams. Like if you're in a traffic jam, the Egregor fixes the traffic jam.
That's interesting.
Yeah. You know how they decided it should appear? It appears as a cat with sunglasses on a skateboard that trails rainbows.
Are you fucking making this up?
No.
They really did that?
Yes.
Did it work?
Yes.
All right.
The girl I'm talking to tried it, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I need to learn that.
They made a weird ass fucking Egregor.
Yeah, I get stuck in traffic fairly often, so yeah.
I bet you do. I've driven here like 3 times, man. Fuck your traffic.
Yeah, it'll piss me off. I have a consultation scheduled, for like say 6 p.m. and I'll be like should be 20 minutes away from the house. The next thing I know, I'm having to call the person on Skype in the truck. Be like, hey, I'm in a traffic jam. Fucking, like, can I call you back when I get home?
Yeah.
You never know, man. You never know when you're gonna. There's a lot of like the last time I drove to like North Carolina and back, like on the way there, I saw like 15 dead deer on the side of the and this is the highway. This is the freeway. You wouldn't think deer would. You think about deer like getting hit on country roads and shit.
Yeah.
Like, no, this was like the freeway. There's fucking like 12, 15 dead ones on the way up. And then a few days later when I came back, I saw like 10 more on the opposite side of the road.
What in the fuck?
So yeah, there's like every time somebody hits a deer, there's a traffic jam. And this time of year, they're like getting into the rut or about to. So they're like, it's not uncommon for them to venture into like populated areas because they're chasing that pussy. And they're not thinking. Like they'll run right through town chasing the doe.
That's wild as fuck.
All right, Lady Kefra, pendulum over a spirit board works too. Yeah, I've heard of people doing that. I didn't mention Ouija boards or spirit boards because I've never had any luck with them. Like I've played, I've bought an original Parker Brothers Ouija board like 2 different times and messed with it, and it's like, okay, so the first time I was using it, it was like it was like I'd start to get a response. It was like a spirit would come up and then it would run off, would just leave. Damn. Like, what the fuck? And this is when I was doing my initial path working with Belial, and I'm like, I'll try to talk to Belial on here. And like he starts at this point, I could hear him, like I was under possession with him, and he was just like, "You're about to piss me off." I was like, what? He was like, yeah, you're walking backwards here. Put that fucking Ouija board away. Yeah, like you don't need it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend wanted to check one out, and so we bought another one. We sat there and tried to use it. We didn't get any type of response. Not really. Not like you would expect. Like okay, like if a spirit can move the fucking planchette on its own, and spell a word out to me, then I'll take it.
Yeah.
But when you got a couple people, 2 or 3 people with their hands on this thing, and you don't, it's not my, I don't like that for divination. I like dowsing rods better.
Fair enough.
But I mean, I've heard of some really cool shit people have done with Ouija boards.
Yeah.
I saw a video of this kid. He looked like he was like 16, 17, looked really young. He's sitting in his kitchen. He's got a Ouija board on the kitchen table. He takes a shot glass, turns it upside down on the board, and then he puts on his fucking safety goggles. He's like, all right. He doesn't say a word. He just demonstrates this. He holds his finger over the glass, over the board, and as soon as he touches the shot glass with his finger, it explodes. And like glass goes everywhere. And I'm like, that looked real. Because it exploded in different directions. Like, if it had exploded that way, I'd be like, oh, somebody must have shot it with a BB gun or something from over here,
Yeah.
But no, it like, but all I can figure is maybe he summoned some type of entity that was willing to do that and put on a demonstration. I don't know.
That's possible. There's a lot of weird, but there are like a lot of weird ass motherfuckers who pull like parlor tricks on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like on TikTok back in the day, there was this weird trend where people would energetically snuff out candles. They would light a candle and put a little bit of water on the wick. Yeah.
Okay.
So the candle would look like it just dissipated.
So like they would wet the wick and then light it?
Yeah. They would like wet like the base of the wick. So it would look like they just telepathically.
Okay, so the top of it lit and then they were like, and then it went out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's gay.
I curse a motherfucker for doing that. Like, not for that, but I curse a motherfucker who did it. Eventually. Like, he was like doing that type of shit. Then he picked a fight with me.
Oh,
which
I was
he
gonna
shouldn't
say,
have.
like, you didn't really curse somebody over a YouTube video, did you?
No. Like,
you
he
going
picked
with
a
that?
fight with me.
Where you going?
I was gonna empty him.
Oh,
Go ahead and ask that shit.
okay. All right, let me find another question. This is Tony Hugo. Says, I performed my initiation into, I think that was supposed to say Doth, D-A-A-T. What is the, okay, this is going to be for you, bro. With the Spider Queen and Halloween, after I felt like there was a giant spider limb inside my entire left arm as if it was a part of me. Thoughts? I have not experienced that, so
Yeah,
that's on you.
there was one time back in the day where I was working with the Drelith and the Spirits of Saturn at the same time. And I had these visions of spiders crawling all over me while I was at work. Like, I don't know, the spider experience comes to different people in different ways. Some people like have their homes flooded with physical spiders, right? Me, I just saw them on me astrally. You felt one in your arm.
So it sounds like you've had a similar type experience there.
Yeah, that's like that's initiation.
All right. Telegram is like Discord, but less complex. Okay. I'll have to check it out.
No, you don't.
Okay. I will. Says, you're killing me, VK. Laughing my fucking ass off.
Good.
Still need to learn about techno magic. Hi, guys. Hey, what's up? Yeah, radionics is a really, really cool thing to get into.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking for the next question.
I need to run to the restroom.
Okay. Says, do you have to buy a box to get started with radionics? Well, yeah, you kind of need a radionic box in order to start experimenting. I'm not going to say you have to buy a box from me. You can definitely make your own. There's like tutorials online where you can make one relatively simply. There's radionics patterns that people will draw out on paper in order to experiment with radionics. But me, I studied it quite a bit. I was introduced to it or had it explained to me by this old guy that I met. Actually lives not too far from me, and he was telling me about one that he built for himself and like how it worked. So I went home and I started looking up stuff on radionics. I'm like, all right. So I saved up and I bought the Rad 2400. It was like they should have called it the Rad 2500 because that's what it costs, $2,500. But really nice radionics machine, orgone generator is from, I got it from orgonegenerator.com. And yeah, I spent $2,500 on it because I wanted a good one, and I started experimenting with it. You know, it took me a few days to like really be convinced that it worked, and then it took me a couple of weeks to figure out exactly how it worked. I started reading Charles Casimano's work, eventually met Doc Mulder, which he's the guy who builds the machines that I sell on my website now, which they don't cost $2,500. Some of them are kind of pricey, but we have different price ranges, and there's literally dozens of websites where you can buy radionic equipment. Some are definitely going to be better than others, but it absolutely works. Like I'll endorse that over and over. Let's see. Are y'all talking about Andrew Tate? Yes, we were talking about Andrew Tate. Yeah, we gave him diarrhea with radionics boxes the other day. I don't know if he's seen it yet, but it's gonna be funny when he does. It's good there's no witch police. Yeah, absolutely. At least not for now. Yeah, if they were to suddenly outlaw magic again, people like me would be in trouble. Do the spirits give you audio or auto hallucinations so you can hear them? That actually does happen to some people. I've definitely heard people discuss or talk about that quite a bit. I've had a couple of experiences where I heard something audibly, something that everybody else in the room would have heard too. But typically they'll communicate with you, telepathically. In order for them to communicate audibly, they essentially have to build themselves a voice box out of ectoplasm that is produced by the magician whenever he is in trance states. And if they can get enough ectoplasm, then they can make audible sounds. It's really not necessary. Once you develop your communication skills a little bit better through practicing a lot, then you get to where you can get relatively clear messages from them. But at the same time, some spirits are harder to communicate with than others. There's been entities that I've evoked that could communicate with me very clearly, telepathically. And there's been others where I'll get like a jumbled up, disoriented like transmission, that I can't make sense out of. And that's when things like dowsing rods come in handy, or pendulums, to help you. It depends on what dimension they're trying to speak to you from, too. Sometimes it comes through in reverse, like it's like backwards speech that you literally hear, which sounds like gibberish. That's really interesting. I have different theories as to why that would be. It's like they're speaking to you from a mirrored realm, and like a reality that like mirrors ours, and so it would make sense that it would come through in reverse. So let's see. Organic black. What's the point of meditation? Oh, there's the list of benefits that come from doing that are literally a mile long. I think that it keeps your mind sharp and that it helps you helps you okay, so the type of meditation I'll do is like when I first wake up, when I'm like disoriented, when I'm still half asleep. I'll sit there and I'll meditate, 24 minutes approximately, 1 minute for every day. And it's a simple meditation, just visualizing how I want my day to go. I want my day to go smoothly. I want to have a good day. I want to have the best day every day of my life. And so, that's like a meditation I definitely recommend doing in the morning. But, deep meditation helps you unlock parts of your brain. And once, people get really good at going into like meditative trance states, they can do things like remote viewing. They can, get transmitted messages from entities. It really helps you move energy, like to move energy through your different chakras, like to raise your kundalini energy up and utilize that in rituals. I mean, those are all like deep meditations, benefits that you would get from meditations. I mean, the benefits you get from it are going to be endless.
Yeah. I
So
agree
what's the point of meditation was the question.
I agree with whatever he said. I heard none of it. I had the fan on.
Sorry.
No, don't. No. What the fuck are you apologizing for?
I didn't say sorry. I said it's all right.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't do nothing. I ain't apologizing. Let's see. Best duo. Thank you. Yeah, we have fun together.
We do.
This is we're very sober tonight.
Yes.
The other night we went live and we were not sober.
We are comparably sober tonight.
I'm sober. He's not.
Go fuck yourself.
I smoked some weed before.
This asshole is throwing me under the bus.
I've had a beer.
Bullshit.
He's had 20.
Oh,
No, I'm
lying.
Kidding. I'm kidding.
He's lying.
We are just drinking beer though, no hard liquor.
Don't believe him. He's an abuser.
Yes, that too. If I get him drunk enough, then he won't remember the abuse. So he can't rat on me. Speaking of which, I'm gonna get another beer. You want one or you good?
I do want one. Okay. Let's see, thanks everybody for being here. Hey Dez, great to see you, always. Do you all use Vashakaran? I don't know what Vashakaran is. Yeah, there is an old channel called Jahannam and Friends. There's nothing really on that worth watching. It was a channel I made for like, a week? I was having random motherfuckers who knew me do collabs with me, and the videos were all bad. Don't worry about that. If I thought it was worth watching, it'd be on this channel, Vidian. I have re-uploaded many old videos to this channel. So, honestly, it's fine if you want to watch like some ancient video from another channel, but I promise you, if I thought a video was worth your time, it would be on this one. I had a memory stick with all the videos on it, man. But yeah,
We went to Ingles the other day, and I was tipsy, and he got to experience me yelling "butt weenus" at the top of my lungs in the middle of the grocery store.
I did.
And there were like several people like next to us, so I turned. We're at the lunch meat aisle. I'm just like, "Butt weenus, fuck!" And everybody just like stops and looks. I'm like, "I'm sorry, I have Tourette's." And I just kind of kept walking. And he stands back there, but he's like, "Yeah, he can't help it, guys." They're like, "Oh, y'all have a great day." Like, yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, you scared that one couple I looked at a bit. I was like, "Hey, you can't help that. Don't even worry about it."
J.S. Garrett looks annoyed and/or fed up. With what?
Me.
No, I'm not annoyed. We're playing.
Not yet.
We're playing.
I mean, I can fix that.
Leave the swords alone. No, we're having a blast. I'm not annoyed.
I didn't
we
take
goof
that.
off a lot.
We actually fuck with each other. He actually fucks with me more than I fuck with him.
Not really.
You do.
I was pissing off the back porch the other night, and he comes up and starts hitting me with rubber swords.
Okay.
And I can't like move without pissing on my hands. So I just had to like stand there and take it, you know, and try not to fall off the porch too, because I was wasted.
Okay, fine. Maybe it's mostly me. But he does get me sometimes, man.
Sometimes there's a whole telekinesis community on YouTube. Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos of people moving stuff. I didn't know there was like a telekinesis community. I've seen like YouTube videos like on Stanley's Superhumans. I love that show, like where people claim to have superhuman powers and they try to go debunk them and prove whether or not they're true. They found an actual telekinetic dude. He could move anything metallic with his mind, and so he does it. You know, the guy meets him at a bar and he like levitates a spoon, makes it move around. And he's like, okay, well I've seen Chris Angel do this. You know, like what's the difference? You know, don't magicians do this all the time? And the dude's like, yeah, but the difference is this isn't a trick. I'm actually moving it with my fucking mind. He's like, all right, well, we're going to have to test you 6 ways from Sunday. And so they're like walking to a hardware store and the dude's just walking around. He just picks up like this metal thing, throws it on the floor. He's like, yeah, see if you can move that. The guy's like, okay. And so he like bends down, he does his thing, he's doing his hands over it, and then boom, it starts moving. And he's like, okay, shit. So then they take him to like, you know, doctors and have like they like put whatever those fucking things are called, little sticky things all over his head, hook him up to all kinds of computers and shit and sensors, and then had him sit there and move things with his mind so they could measure his brain waves. And anytime he would do it, there would be like a burst of gamma waves that came off of out of his brain. And he said the way he developed it is like as a kid, he wanted to be able to move things with his mind. So he just kept practicing and practicing, and he eventually got to where he could do it. And he could do it every time in every scenario that they threw at him. And the last one, they had him sitting there with a doctor, and he's like, they set him like 4 or 5 feet away from it, and they put like an ink pen up on a glass, and they're just like, move that, you know. And so he pushes it back, and the pen goes back and it falls into the glass. And yeah, they could not debunk him. Like, he was literally moving shit with his mind.
There's a problem with the scientific attempts at analyzing spiritualists. The scientific method works in a certain way, like a certain phenomenon has to be replicated indefinitely to be viewed as real. So they'll grab like random motherfuckers who are not occultists, who do not meditate, who do not pray, who do not do rituals, who do not research this shit, and say, hey, you try it in a double-blind experiment. And then they'll fail because of fucking course they do. They don't have the research or the practice, man. They'll be like, aha, magic has been disproved. Yeah.
That's convenient. You know, it's in their best interest to convince the majority of the population that magic does not work or is not real or it's all fantasy. Because let's face it, like, that would make everyone dangerous. I mean, that's why they burned the witches back in the day. They were scared of them. Is because, you know, if this little old lady can cast a spell on the king and give him, you know, a heart attack, then she's dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, so they wanted to wipe us out because, you know, we got a weapon that, you know, can't really be traced, not legally.
Yeah.
You know,
Demons
Radionics.
don't leave fingerprints, man.
Yeah, I mean, Radionics. Like, do you think they want everybody to know that Radionics works the way it does?
No!
If everybody had a Radionics set up like I have, like, you'd have a lot of motherfuckers out there taking back their personal power. Who would say that? And they can't have that. They need us to be ignorant and obedient.
I don't want the general populace to know magic is real either, man.
Well, it's a good
Fuck
thing.
me,
'cause,
purple.
I mean, we don't get like a lot of people watching this. This is like a very small group of people that pay attention to the stuff that black magicians put out. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, none of us are trying to get famous. You don't get famous doing this.
No.
You're the most unpopular motherfucker in the world, really. Like,
Yeah.
like we're like not even 1% of the population, like black magicians. Like we're less than 1%, and we're the ones like all the religions agree that they hate us. You know? Like,
Yeah. Bruh, even the atheistic Satanists couldn't set up a statue.
Yep.
They wanted a statue. That's it. They
Yeah.
weren't even real Satanists, man. They were just atheists trying to scare Christians or whatever.
Yeah.
They couldn't even get a statue up, man.
Yep.
Bruh, like, part of the reason that magic has not been scientifically proven is that we are not retarded. I used to curse people professionally. He still does, right?
Only in special occasions. I don't offer curse work to the general public, but if someone books me for a consultation and they're just like, hey, I'm dealing with a rapist or something here, then yes. But I'm not going to put a curse that people can just buy off my website. And then I sit down and talk to them. They're like, oh, I want you to curse my ex-girlfriend because she dumped me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, here's your money back. I'd be doing refunds all the time.
Yeah.
If I put something like that out there, because I'm not willing to do it if it's not the right circumstances. Child molesters, all fucking day. I will curse
Yeah.
them all fucking day.
Oh, yeah.
Rapists, same.
Yeah.
But, you know, I always tell people, like, if this person's not guilty, then nothing's going to happen to them, because I always specify that. You know, there are demons out there that might take them out whether they were guilty or not and could care less. But, like, if I'm doing, like, you know, a retribution right on a rapist, then, you know, there's not going to be any retribution if the guy's innocent.
Yeah. Yeah. My point is, we would be really dumb to scientifically prove that magic works.
Yes, because then we could be prosecuted.
Yes. And it wouldn't just affect us, it would affect fucking
Yep.
razzle dazzle, coyoting, fucking.
Everybody.
Yeah, everyone in the industry. We'd all be like vanquished expeditiously.
Well, we would be outlawed.
Yeah.
Like, our practices would be outlawed, our channels would be taken down, our doors would probably get kicked in. You know, Radionics boxes would become illegal like machine guns. Yeah, like they catch you with a Radionics box, they put you in federal prison.
Yeah, like, bruh,
Yeah.
like, we've both been published before, right? Yeah, bruh, our books would get you on a list. Like, we would be vanquished expeditiously. Like, our lives would be ended or ruined.
Yeah.
One of the two, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have SWAT kicking in your door.
Yes.
Says, we took a Ouija up to go up. What? We took a Ouija up to Virginia City is what they meant to
Yeah.
say. See the oldest cemetery on Hallows when I was in my. So okay, did you have any luck using it? Like, did you get anything to communicate with you clearly on it? Let's see.
Arctic Zun says, in using my pendulum with my Ouija board, it just moved around in a huge circle. But I usually only need to pick up the first word, and then the other comes automatically.
Hey, if it's working for you, then yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, like, some spirits might not communicate the same way as most others do. Don't worry about that. Shit can get weird sometimes, man. Yo,
Next question. What?
you've used a pendulum before, right? Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, they work.
Some spirits used to fucking communicate with us through, like, candle flames. Like, the candle would move one way or another
Yeah.
to give us a yes or no. The same way, like, a pendulum would.
Yeah, I've
But-
seen them. do circles too. You know,
Circles?
Yeah.
I never seen
You
circles.
never seen candles do that?
No!
They can. I mean, I wasn't doing what you're talking about, but I've noticed like them just like going in circles.
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
can
"Yeah,
do.
That's pretty cool.
Spirits can do weird shit with candles, man. It don't make no sense.
Says my very first demon I contacted on the Ouija board was Zozo. He moved physical objects in my house. Awesome.
Fair enough. I don't trust Zozo. Best advice for necromancy.
Don't do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, it deteriorates you. It makes you look like a fucking corpse.
Yeah, I have different advice.
Don't do it often.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, here's what's up. Master psychic vampirism first. So, like, if you're feeding on other human beings regularly, what happens is your energetic system has to change their energy into your energy. Like, if I fed off J.S. Garrett, his energy would still be his. It would not match me energetically.
Yeah.
My energetic system would have to try to transmute his energy into mine. Now, I would have some success. Some of the energy I took from him would become VK type energy. But some would just be disposed of and discarded of.
Kind of like eating a cheeseburger and pooping out half of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Just like that. Now here's the thing. Every time you digest someone else's energy, your energetic system gets better at transferring exogenous energy into your own energy. And if you keep practicing that, death energy will stop being harmful to you. It'll become the opposite of harmful. Point blank. I strongly recommend mastering psychic vampirism before you attempt necromancy. Strongly. In addition to that, the first step, in my opinion, should be psychic vampirism. The second step should be probably ancestral magic or communing with the spirits of the local graveyard with the blessing of the guardian of the graveyard. Find some type of central structure at that graveyard, knock on it 3 times, drop a coin as an offering to it, and say, hey, this is my offering to the guardian of the graveyard. I ask you to guide me, choose the right ghost to summon, and have beneficial interactions with them. Necromancy is very dangerous. Very, very. More dangerous than demons and shit like that. Like, it's very dangerous. But those are the 2 main precautions I would advise you to take. The safest ghost to work with is the ghost of a witch. Doesn't matter whether they were a Satanist or a Wiccan or a Luciferian or whatever the fuck. If they were the ghost of a practitioner, that might just be the safest ghost you can talk to. Because at least they'll know they're fucking dead.
I got some ganja. It's ganja time. Your cigarette's broke.
Wait, what?
It's broken.
It is actually broken in half.
You buy the long 100s, but you only smoke like half of them. That's weird.
When I'm drunk, I get very compulsive.
Oh.
Yeah,
This is legal marijuana, by the way. It's totally legal. It's the legal kind.
I mean, I figured. I'll take like one hit.
I don't know if you should.
Yeah. Actually, no. I'll take a small hit. Should be fine.
Should be fine.
Should be.
That was not small. I think you need to hit it again.
What do you mean that was not small?
That was
Also,
not a
let's hit
small
it
hit.
again.
You should hit it again.
That was a big hit, wasn't it?
No.
No?
Yes, it was. I'm good. I only wanted one. It's the really, really strong legal marijuana.
Oh, good. Yeah. He's actually humiliating me on purpose.
No! You're the
Yes.
one. I wasn't even going to give you none. You're the one that wanted it.
Fuck you.
Maybe I forced him. He forced me to get
He
it.
forced me. He's an abuser. Totally innocent, in case you're wondering. Like, according to every witness.
Yeah. We don't care about facts, though. Just feelings in the feminist community.
Nah, dude was totally innocent. Like, I talked to him. His ex-wife was the one who wanted me to go at him and shit. Like, it was her idea to get me involved. Like, I hope
She
she...
was just reaching out to everyone she could think of to try to, like, weaponize people against me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he abused. She was trying to get everybody else to curse me for her. She didn't want to do it herself because she knows I'll reverse that shit on her. So she like was putting other people up to doing it. They actually started a Facebook group with all these like big fat feminazis, and it was a Facebook group just to group curse J.S. Garrett. There was like 10 or 12 of them in there, and they were like trying to come together and be brave and be strong and take a stand against misogyny. And I start getting contacted by these people, one, two at a time, weeks later, talking about we're sorry, JS. Like they had like DH Thor reaching out to me, like, hey, if you can find it in your heart to not retaliate against just against these two, I don't care about the rest of them, but if you would do me a favor, not retaliate against these two. I was like, for what? Oh, well, they group cursed you, and now, like, a lot of fucked up shit's happening, and they're freaking out, and they're sorry. We're sorry. And I was just like, fuck you. Yeah. I said, if you guys didn't curse me, you have nothing to worry about. But whoever did is fucked, and they're still fucked.
Yeah,
Like,
I bet.
like, they're still enduring this.
I wouldn't fuck with you. Like, I would not. Like,
I wouldn't fuck with this guy either, but people still do. People still do. You're like, they never learn, man. It's like, how many schoolyard bullies do you got to beat up before the rest of them leave you alone? I guess all of them. I don't know.
yeah, when it's in a magical territory, man, you gotta fuck them all up. Ain't no end to it. Cause like, if I punched you in the face,
With
You
all
would-
those rings, that would fucking hurt.
yeah, you're like, if I punched you in the face, you would,
Especially that one.
yeah, you would feel it, right? And you would know for a fact that you got punched in the face. Now, if you like cast a spell on me and got fucked up by my protections, like, you could always tell yourself that it's a coincidence.
Yeah, people do that. Like
They do!
They try to rationalize when practitioners are getting fucked up, and they know it's because they fucked up or they fucked with the wrong person. They will do what they try to tell other people not to do, which is try to like rationalize shit as a coincidence. Like,
Right.
Oh no, I'm not getting my ass kicked here. No. Like, yeah, you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
People just go crazy, man. They literally like burn themselves with your protection spells without you knowing. And then they blame you. That's like marching themselves into a fucking wood chipper.
Yeah. Well, I had some random dude message me one time on Messenger, and this was a long time ago now. It was like, please stop, JS, I'm sorry. And we weren't friends, we never talked. It was like, what are you talking about? Who are you and what are you talking about? It was like, well, you know, it was either he had a weird dream or he got paranoid thinking that I was cursing him, even though I didn't know who he was and would have no reason to even know he existed. So he started trying to magically attack me, and then he started getting fucked up in my fence system. And all I did was laugh. I was like, you just like fucking, you know, the voices in your head told you that this random guy on YouTube was targeting you, so you decided to try to target him even though he teaches black magic. Like, you're smart, aren't you? That's natural selection, weeding people out of the occult field, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't understand that. I mean, I do. I get the whole paranoia thing. Like that can definitely set in, especially, you know, if you got an entity fucking with you and it's trying to, like, you know, they can make themselves look like other people in dreams and shit too. Like I've had so many people hit me up and be like, oh, I had this crazy dream with you in it, you know, and they think that I'm like trying to like communicate with them in their dreams.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't know who you are, so no, I'm definitely not invading your dreams. I don't know how to do that anyway, and if I did, it would not be your dreams. It would be Megan Fox's dreams. That I would invade her dreams. And she could join the Me Too movement too.
That'd be the funniest shit ever. Like, if somebody just used like the normal Me Too hashtag and just said, yeah, I was sodomized by J.S. Garrett in his dreams.
Yeah. Well, like, I've seen dudes, like magicians, like, whenever you tell people that you're into magic, like, you're going to get accused of things.
Yes.
Like, if your neighbors know that you're into witchcraft, then every time they get a flat tire, it was your fault.
Yes.
Like, it's people are extremely paranoid, especially people that don't practice magic. And, yeah, I've had people, random people, you know, that I know in my life that aren't into magic, they're not in the magic community, whatever, you know, something shitty will happen. It doesn't even have to be something bad. You know, it'd be like a minor accident or something, and they'll end up calling me, asking me, you know, if they've pissed me off or something. I'm like, no, why would you think that? And it's like, oh, I've had some really bad luck lately, and I just thought maybe I pissed you off, and it was you. And I'm like, motherfucker, just because I practice magic, that's the first place your mind goes. Like, people are paranoid.
Yeah.
Really paranoid.
No, I had one asshole. I was close with him for a while, but he kind of like started doing shady shit. So I blocked his ass, cut him off. That was it. There was no curse, no nothing. And this asshole hit me up. Like, I blocked his number and his Facebook account, but I didn't remember to block his like YouTube channel, right? I saw him in the comments of like a YouTube video I was doing about how to curse people. He's like, aha, you just confessed to getting me dumped by my ex-girlfriend. You forced that relationship to fail.
No.
I was like,
Like, sometimes the accusations are so outlandish. It's like, you really think that somebody like you or me gives a fuck about you enough to do that?
it's worse than you think.
I'm gonna go pack a new bowl because you cashed this one.
Go ahead. I'll give him a
I'm
second.
gonna put more in here.
He's gonna put more in that bowl.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna finish this story when he gets back. What are my opinions? He is back. He is back. All right. So, get this. I had a close friend who I blocked for doing shady shit. I did not curse him. And then he saw a video of me teaching people how to put curses on motherfuckers. He said, aha.
Now I know it's your fault.
Yeah. He said, okay, my relationship failed. You caused it with magic. Do you want to know why he got dumped? What? He cheated on his girlfriend with 3 separate women.
Oh,
3!
but it was your fault somehow.
He got caught with all 3, dude.
At once?
Not at all once.
Oh, I thought you said he's fucking all 3 of them at the same time. I'm like, damn, okay, well go, dude.
Nah, dude. This hoe cheated. This motherfucker cheated on the same hoe with 3 separate women on separate occasions. Got caught all 3 times and said,
And she kept taking him back?
yeah, for like the first 2 times. After 3, she was done.
Well, at least she left him the 3rd time.
Yeah.
Like, you don't normally get to do that more than once in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. This is the best legal marijuana I've ever tried.
I'm gonna try I kind of want to try one puff. No, I shouldn't. I should. I will.
Hit the other half of the green. I saved you half the green.
Should be good.
Did you even inhale that all the way?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a deep inhale. Like, I think you wasted most of that hit. I think you need to hit it again.
This guy is trying to humiliate me.
No, I'm not.
publicly.
I really don't want to fuck
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I was like, wait a minute.
No,
I'm not sure whether or not I'm being fucked with here.
No, I think you've probably had enough for a few minutes.
Probably.
I might hit it one more time.
You go ahead. You're an actual weed smoker. I'm not.
Not really.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I smoke once in a while.
How long?
Well, it depends on how good the weed I have is. If it's really good legal marijuana, then I might, smoke it on a semi, once a day basis, like maybe at night before
Once
bed.
a day? Bitch, I smoke once a few months.
Yeah, okay,
Fuck
but
you,
I'm
you
saying
know
like, but if all I've got is shitty legal marijuana, then I might go like a week without smoking,
A week? I go months, always.
I mean, just depends. Let's see. Questions. Patchwork. Do spirits communicate with you in dreams? It happens to me a lot. Yes, actually, that happens to me a lot too. That was some of the first communication I ever had with an entity was in dream state. So yeah.
Are we out of beer?
Yes. We're out of beer and it's like, I don't know, 6 in the morning. I don't know what time it is.
Fair enough.
Okay, what are your opinions on making large tribe-like communities to further paganism and witchcraft in our systemic terms? I think it's gonna end up turning into something corrupt and probably have a bunch of sexual predators in charge of it, just like all the other, groups out there that turn into cults and shit. I mean, I would love the idea of like society becoming more open to, and it actually is becoming more open to paganism and whatnot. Thanks to TV shows like Vikings, like everybody thinks fucking, Viking runes are okay now, it's like people used to be like, oh, that's, evil or whatever. So it is getting more and more acceptable. So I would, but as far as like making little communities, hell no. Like that's that sounds like all the fucking Jim Jones shit I've heard about, It would turn into that sooner or later.
Yeah, like I heard him read your question out loud. I was like, yo, that's the top 10 ways to get raped.
or like Waco'd by the government,
Yeah, or that, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think that we can improve society by collectively opening the collective consciousness, by teaching this stuff and more people, starting to think for themselves and take their personal power back. I think the more people that do that, the better society would get. But as far as like congregating into like tribes, I mean, it would probably start out as something really positive, and it might stay something really positive for a whole generation until a whack job gets in charge of it and turns it into a cult, and then you have Jim Jones type shit going on.
Yeah, like that is like top 10 ways to get raped.
No.
That is not.
Joining a fucking cult.
Yeah. You have to follow me. I'm a pagan. We have to retreat outside the bounds of laws and order.
Yeah.
And that's definitely not a plan to rape you. Like, come on, man. Run!
Aren't you and I supposedly already in the EA Coeting cult?
Yes.
Or the Become a Living God cult? Which one is it? Are they, okay, is the Become a Living God cult and the EA Coeting cult, are they the same organization or are they two separate things?
I think they're the same.
Okay.
I was never in that. I'm in the Cabal cult, and I'm a secret Nazi and a secret Jew.
At the same time.
Yes.
He's a paradox.
I'm a secret Jewsy. I'm a secret Bolga Jewsy. That's what I am.
Yeah, Become a Living God is not an organization. It's a publishing company. And
Yeah,
it's a online It's a publishing company that publishes books, and they have an online catalog where different authors can sell different services or products. Okay, like we don't know each other personally. Like, I've met EA Coeting in person once.
I haven't.
I've never met Timothy in person, and other than that, this guy and JD, like I know them in person. You know, I know Curtis in person from back in the day, but like it was never any type of coven or organization. But people talk about it like it's a cult all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, he tried to put his finger in me. When I said no, he said Satan said so, and they're just like, what? No, it's like, damn, man, like you can't do anything but laugh at that shit.
Yeah.
It's really
Like,
silly. Really silly shit.
For whatever reason, Curtis and his girlfriend and this dude's ex,
Yeah.
they swear up and down it's a cult.
Yeah.
But this dude's ex was abusive as shit, and she's lying for sure. I can't really speak on Curtis. I have read his books, seen his videos. I liked him. I don't know what happened between Jesse and Curtis. What I can say is,
Nothing actually happened. Like, I made some spoof videos of him, and he was supposed to make spoof videos of me in return, and then he didn't. I guess Curtis isn't very good at being funny, I guess, so he didn't feel like he could top me on the spoof videos. And so I was just like, all right, I'm going to get you really bad now, you know, on the spoof videos. And he ended up getting butthurt. But the reason I started making fun of him was because he did some, like kind of shitty friend things to me.
yeah.
But nothing, like, crazy happened, like a big falling out. It was like, okay, you fucking pissed in my cornflakes 1, 2, 3, 4 times, you know. So, yeah, now I'm going to make fun of your ass. You know, it's like, I mean, most people be throwing curses over petty shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm just going to spoof you. And I'm not going to spoof somebody I don't like anyway. So it was kind of like, yeah, I was digging at him, like, you're a shitty friend, so I'm making fun of you, but, like, I never intended to have, like, a full-on falling out with the guy, you know? Like, he never, like, did anything to make me, like, want to hurt him, you know? He did some shitty things, that's all.
I get that.
Like, you know, saying, hey, bro, if you do this deification right for me, I'll do it for you, too. Like, okay, so me and JD do it for him, and he just, like, never did it for me. And I'm just like, you're an asshole, man. Like, so, I mean, it wasn't, like, anything serious. It was just shitty things. You know, and they added up, so I started making fun of him because it was like, I'm going to show him what a douchebag he's being, you know?
Yeah.
But it wasn't, like, malicious, you know?
I'm kind of, locked here because all of my interactions with Curtis have been positive. I've never met him in person, but I've never had a bad experience with him either. So I can't, like...
He's not a bad dude. I mean, he's not like an evil dude. Like,
Yeah.
He might, like, you know, do something shitty. Like, say he's gonna do something and then not do it, but he's not, like, a bad person.
All right, that makes sense. My issue is, like, I've never had a bad interaction with him, so if I, like, threw him under the bus or, like, condemned him or...
You shouldn't.
Yeah. Like, I would be a
I'm
backstabber.
not condemning the dude either. He's really mad at me, but it's just for making fun of him.
Yeah.
Like, I've never actually been that mad at the motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
it's all funny. I spoof EA all the time. Like, you think I've burned Curtis in my spoof videos? Like, I've burned EA so bad in some of my spoof videos, and he thought it was fucking hilarious, man. Like, he thought it was funny as shit. He didn't get mad.
Yeah, fair enough.
You spoofed me a long time ago. I didn't get mad.
I did, yeah, but I cleared that with you beforehand. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to, like, condone any... I don't want to endorse any fucking slander towards Curtis because I feel like I'd be a backstabber.
Yeah.
I never had problems with the guy. Been a while since we spoke, but...
Yeah, it's like, my way to respond to things is humor.
Yeah, I get that.
It's like if something pisses me off, I try to make myself laugh at it or try to find a way to find it funny. No matter how fucked up it is, you know, like a twisted, you know, South Park sense of humor. So even if it's something that like really, really bothers me, if I can make a joke out of it, you know, then it like takes a little bit of that frustration away. You know, it takes a little bit of that power to piss me off away if I can laugh at it, you know. And so when somebody does something like really shitty, and I'm like, motherfucker, and it pisses me off, like most people get really mad and like start blasting them on social media or throwing curses or whatever. I'm just like, how can I really burn their ass? like in a way that is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
You know, like what's gonna make me feel better? You know, and so I'll like really burn their ass. I'll do like an impersonation of them and burn them like bad. And a lot of times, like the general public, like if it's something I post on Facebook, like most people won't even know what I'm talking about, making fun of them, but the person knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, so like people watch it and be like, okay, that was kind of funny, you know, but the person that I'm talking about knows like the deep, deep burns, you know, and that's what's funny.
Yeah. When you made your little Become a Living Curtis videos, your little parodies, Rain hit me up and said, hey, have you seen Jesse's little video about Become a Living Curtis? I was like, no.
Nunchuck video?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
There's a bunch of them.
Rain didn't warn me that I was gonna be mentioned in the video, but like, I watched it, and then you said, for no reason at all, I saw a vision of Curtis Joseph in the stars, and he was breastfeeding VK Johannem. I was not ready to get mentioned in that at all.
Dude, that was the best one ever, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was the best burn ever. Like, or that was the best Become a Living Curtis video. Was that when I made the butt water?
I don't think so.
Okay, there was one of those where I impersonated EA and Curtis in the same video. Like I was Curtis and I had to undergo possession with EA coetting in order to give myself an enema and bless it and then piss it out into little bottles and make it butt water. And so I would like go under the table and switch wigs. I'd come up, I'd have like a blonde wig on and I'd be, you know, pretending to be possessed by EA and then like go under the table and make, you didn't see that one at all?
No.
I had like the mask I
What?
was putting on. I was switching back and every time I would switch between characters, I'd go under the table and make like a bunch of funny noises, you know? I'll try to find that video, man.
Don't show me. I don't want to watch you make butt water, dude.
Yeah, it was funny.
I don't want to see this. People are still messaging us.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been focused on each other for like 10 minutes.
Let's see. I'm looking for the next question.
Yeah. I'll scroll.
There's one right there. That's for you.
Is there one?
Yeah.
Also, the dyslexic witch. Saisei, the dyslexic. Fuck.
You can't even say dyslexic.
I sound dyslexic right now,
You
man.
fucked up saying the word dyslexic.
That's the funniest possible worst to stutter on.
Let's see.
All right. Saisei, the Dyslexic Witch says, okay, one question for VK. Did you write about Halphos? AKA Malthus or Malthus. So, I've written about Malthus, but not Halphus. Never summoned him. Sorry, man. JS is sober, VK is not, and all fuck you! I'll have you know he's also drunk.
I've not had that many. I've had like 3 beers.
3?
Since I woke up from my nap earlier.
Fuck me purple, fuck. That guy was right? Alright, good, yeah. I have to live with that forever.
I'm still okay to go shoot some guns later if you want. I got headlamps.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Arctic Zun, how's the meth? Great, phenomenal.
Meth?
Meth.
Yeah, you're on the wrong channel, bro. You just switch over to some of our colleagues. Yeah, it's all beer and a little bit of bud here.
Yeah.
JS might not remember the abuse, but he'll feel it in his bunghole the next morning. Oh God, I hope not.
He's
Jesus.
joking. That's nah, he's cool. He's a live stream regular. LMAO Vidian always teases VK. True.
No, it says always teases JS. Talking about you picking on me.
Yes.
Let's see, you would make a good occult audiobook narrator, VK. You have the perfect voice for it.
I've heard good things about my voice, man.
You should do it.
No. I have a stutter. It's hard to control, man. I mean, it's not that hard, but like when I'm drunk, it's very hard.
I was gonna say you wouldn't be able to do it drunk, bro.
No, never.
You'd have to be sober for that one.
It's a little hard
Have you ever
sober as
made
well.
clouds disappear with telekinesis? I used to do it when I get bored and make a cloudy sky. Yeah, I've actually experimented with that because somebody was telling me about cloud busting or whatever they refer to it. But they were saying, you could do it either in a group setting or you can do it by yourself, but you find like a cloud in the sky. And the way they described it is that you would imagine like a laser beam coming out of your third eye and burning a hole through the cloud. And the goal was to either literally put a hole in a large cloud or make a small one dissipate. And I played with that a little bit. It made the cloud, I didn't put a hole in it, it totally disappeared. And so if you get like 2 or 3 people out there and all focus on the same cloud, I don't know, go figure. We're in a holographic reality, so why wouldn't it work?
Fair enough.
You know?
Like I've never tried cloud busting myself, but this chick I used to know, like she had like an organite, like tube designed to bust clouds.
Was that the other thing Tila made a long time ago?
Not Tila.
Or I know who you're talking about. I got him.
This like chubby, super pretty black-haired chick.
Yeah.
She was engaged to Dreadwood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that chick. She kept that on the down low.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
But I remember somebody making the cloud busting thing.
Yeah. That was her.
Okay.
She made a cloud busting thing with fucking organite.
That's cool.
I still have an organite.
I sent one of the crystals for that.
You did?
Yeah.
I know Coetting did.
Yeah. I sent one of the bigger ones. Like I guess she messaged a lot of us and asked if we wanted to like participate. And, make a crystal to go in it. And so yeah, I did a ritual with a good sized crystal and sent it in. I never really heard back from like what. Like how I knew they were going to do some experiments with it, but I never really heard like what they ended up doing or concluding about it.
What I heard from her was like Coetting's crystal like spiraled the organite, like it like fucked up the organite. It was so hot from his energy that it just cracked the shit.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
I did.
So it broke.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was hard to like, for her to finish like creating the organized structure, because Coetting's crystal was so fucking hot. That's what she said. Like, take that with a grain of salt. But
That's pretty cool. I mean, it sucks that it broke the damn thing, but I mean, that's interesting phenomenon for sure.
yeah, I still have like an organite pyramid from her sitting on my altar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Do you feel cold air in your lungs when you are surrounded by demons?
I don't personally.
Yeah, not personally, no. I mean, I guess if it were to suddenly drop in temperature, I would, I mean, I've felt temperature fluctuations, but I've never noticed like my lungs feeling especially cold. In their
Yeah.
presence.
Like I felt temperature fluctuations too, but I never felt it in my lungs.
Yeah, like the biggest temperature fluctuation I've seen was like 10 degrees, like within like a matter of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it got colder. That actually happened in this basement of this house.
Yeah.
It was the first ritual I ever did here. But yeah, it dropped 10 degrees within a matter of minutes, and it was indoors,
Yeah.
Not even like the wind picked up and it got cold. It just got fucking cold. But
Especially when you summon Saturnian deities, that's when shit gets cold. For me, most other spirits kind of make shit hot.
I was working with I was trying to summon the land spirits of this property,
Nah.
and the spirits that were inhabiting the house when I moved in. And it's like they all just, it got like
Jesus.
10 degrees colder, dude. Yeah, it was fucking cool. I'm gonna try to take them with me when I go. Anybody that wants to go. I've got a lot of friends here.
Can you like relocate land spirits, really? I never tried that.
I don't necessarily know about what you would consider like the spirit of the land, but spirits that are on this land, that this is their home. Theoretically, this is just my theory. Okay, is that I could go and perform a ritual, like dig up dirt out of my ritual space, and perform a ritual where I would put probably crystals inside this dirt, things like that to help them attach themselves to it, and just invite whoever wanted to go with me to go. And then when I got there, I would scatter that dirt and those crystals in my new ritual space that I would build to try to like at least transfer the energy from that circle to my new circle and carry that with me. But giving the invitation for any spirits of the land that wanted to go with me to attach themselves to that earth and those rocks and take them. I don't know if it would work or not. Some of them might come with you, some of them might not.
Who knows? Jesus. I'm not trying that. Fuck it. Is it legal to claim you cursed someone and they got cancer?
I would not say something like that.
Yeah,
I have heard of people attempting to like sue people or prosecute people over like doing that, like claiming you cursed a specific person and they end up dying. You're at the very least you're gonna get a knock on the door from the police.
yeah.
So I wouldn't like brag about that shit like specifically. I mean, you could say you did that, fine, but I wouldn't be like saying, "Oh, I gave this motherfucker cancer," and posting a video of you trying to do it and shit. I wouldn't put that kind of stuff out there, man.
Yeah,
Like we might fuck around and give someone explosive diarrhea with a radionics box, but we're not like sitting here trying to kill people on camera,
yeah, like if you gotta take somebody out of the picture with magic, you, should remember that they still have loved ones who don't deserve to have any discord coming from you
Yeah.
that will mourn that person and that.
I mean, imagine your loved one dying and then you see people taking credit for it online saying, "Oh, I cursed them to death."
Exactly.
Like that would piss you off in a way that might make somebody come shoot you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like somebody might snap
Yeah.
if it really happened, or black magicians, like fake motherfuckers taking credit for random shit that happens.
Yeah.
Like even if it's bullshit, it's bullshit, it still might piss that loved one off.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Enough to come and shoot you. Like, so anyway.
Yeah, you gotta if you gotta take somebody out of the picture, do it quietly. Or at least give the loved ones of that person time to mourn and heal and shit.
Just don't even brag about it.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I think we're gonna wrap this thing up soon.
Yeah, probably. We've been live for damn, almost 2 hours? Then says the spirits were using me to make men develop gayness. I have no response to that. I don't even know what that means. I have a basic idea of what it means, but I'm still wildly confused. Des says she thinks she felt death energy the first time during June this year when her granny was on her deathbed. I felt a difference in energy after she died. I noticed it was calmer and peaceful. Yeah, some people feel death energy for the first time after a loved one passes or after a near-death experience. That happens. This Eli piece of shit said, take a bigger hit, VK. Eli told me to take a bigger hit of that. Oh. Should I?
No. Well, if you want to, you can.
Yes.
I can hear roosters crowing. Pretty sure the sun's coming up.
I can too, yeah. It's what, 6 a.m.?
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Anyways, I guess that's all for now. It's been your girl, VK, Jehannam, and your girl,
J.S. Garrett.
J.S.
It
Garrett.
was fun, guys.
It was fun. Have a great night and enjoy your immortality.